Good evening, gamers, and welcome to the Critscast. My name is Snazzy, or the Lampshade22, and with me tonight I have Mr. Luggnuts. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, Snazzy. How about you?
Oh, mate, I have never been better because I am casting Respawn League Asia, the Highlander Season 6 Grand Finals.
Always makes it a nice team to be watching, for sure. And I mean, these two teams are, well, the two best teams. This is the grand finals after all, isn't it?
It certainly is. And tonight we are looking at Ambulas, or Ambulars, I'm not sure how to say it, probably Lars, and League of Super Evil. They're battling it off to take that number one spot for the Respawn League this season. Beautiful.
Well, with Swiftwater coming, and yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. What time would you expect on this map, though, out of them? Because you've swung your weight behind Ambulance.
Oh, not all that long, I don't think, but in any case, we are going live. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Critscast. This is the Respawn League Asia Highlander Grand Finals. This is Season 6. The maps are coming through. It's going to be great fun, and we're watching Ambulas and League of Super Evil take it to the end here. So it's just the normal sort of setup so far, it looks like. I mean, there's not really all that much to ever talk about right at the start of the map here.
Especially not on Swiftwater. This one is, there's lots of metal around this first point especially, so I don't expect to see something too creative. We are seeing the Eureka effect roll out from the engineer, which I guess makes more sense if they're holding in the tunnel because they don't have access to the abundant giant packs of metal. Yeah. Again, nothing really too special otherwise.
Yeah. There are some traps floating around. It did look like the demo man put some on the tree outside spawn on the right side there. So we'll see if that one picks anything up. But yeah, this does look like a pretty standard hold with the sentry gun being in the tunnel there. We'll have to see as the gates open and the spawns are coming out. A very early sack from the demo man. Saint there getting very forward. He does end up getting away with it without dying. We do see Sedna and Fever hiding in that house area, just sort of waiting to see if they can get a pick-off here. But they're really not contesting the first point very hard.
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. Oh, wow, that's the Uber popped out actually from the red medic. Way ahead of time? I'm not actually too sure how that happened, or why the blue medic doesn't really have massive Uber either.
Yeah, we do see a couple frags come through. They do clean up the sniper that was separate from the Uber. I think it was just a bit of a miscommunicated Uber there a little bit. But they are backing up nice and early already. The blue team's ready to push straight on through top though, and I think they might be there early enough. The Pyro's there, but the Heavy got there just in time to be able to shut it down. We see the Soldier and the Spy go down for the pushing team here. Apple's going down. I told you, bro.
There we go. No loyalty. Yeah, no, it actually looks like despite using that Uber there, Red still has an Uber advantage, very slight here, so Blue shouldn't really be able to get too much. Blue is on the crits Craig though, so we'll see if that gives them a bit of an element of surprise or if that's something that'll be more expected, unlike Red's Uber. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get in time to actually do anything out of it though, I don't think.
They did crits through that top bit there, but it's just not a great spot to be critting through, and they do end up losing their demo man and their pyro for their efforts and not actually succeeding in any frags. They did get the Uber out, and we see the sniper getting some pretty wide peaks here. He's not quite able to clean up much other than the scout for the minute, so it's probably going to be a bit of a reset. It does look like Ambulas have a pretty solid hold on second here.
Now, the demo did die in that to the Spy, so that gives them a lot more freedom around this top area as the demo can't really lock them out as well. And now they do have their crits ad, so if they can get past this Pyro, they can do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to make it work at the moment. They do have the crits here. They have crits through. They've cleaned up the Heavy and the Demo Man very early, picking up another player in the form of the Pyro. And the Sentry's still there. It's still alive! Kaleido managing to keep it alive for so long and delay this push, but it does look like they're going to be able to collect this second point more or less for free from here, cleaning up the last few gamers and nearly wiping Ambulance there.
He actually gets out with his life as well. That's going to be really helpful if they're setting up on third. Their medic also survived without dying, so he's going to have a really, really large Uber advantage, which is going to be really helpful if League of Super Evil decides to continue running crits here because they won't really be able to get past that Uber. I mean, regardless, they're going to probably be able to get a really solid hold on this third, which is going to really help their timeout.
Absolutely, we do actually see Kaleidos come up with mini sentries, which is a bit of a wild maneuver, I think. And he seems to be sticking with it.
Especially on this map and on this point, if you don't really have time to put up the big sentry, having that shotgun and being able to move in with the mini sentry, I find actually works a lot better. You just need to be able to have a team that'll actually let you do it, and not just get salty about running big sentries all the time. But yeah, I mean, this is a strategy that I actually really like seeing out of engineers on Swiftwater. We'll see if it benefits them.
Yeah. In the meantime, we did actually see the Uber came out and they collapsed in on quite a lot of the League of Super Evil. I'm going to call them Lose from now on. The Lose players. It doesn't mean anything, I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course. Protecting your investments.
They collapsed in and they fragged like about 4 or 5 of them. Really, really quite convincing, being able to block out this third point for quite some time. Joe getting a lot of damage on the cart there, but League of Super Evil has pretty good control of that top area.
Yeah, I mean, this is, quite honestly, it's nice to see teams actually using this top area for once instead of just deciding that there's only one way to push this third point. But I'll try spending less time talking about the engineering habits while things are actually going on, because we do see Joe popping out a banner for the defense of this top area.
Yeah, Joe popped that banner while they sort of like went in on a couple of gamers that were left high and dry on the far left side there towards the Red Room area, and they sort of just minced quite a few of them, including Demo Man. They're laying this push once again. We do see Sedna in behind though. He has been caught. He's not going to be able to achieve very much. But they do have a scout behind as well. Fever back there, pretty deep. And the crits comes out. It's come straight on through, and the Uber has been popped on the side of Ambulas. They're able to clean up the medic and the demo. It's very, very fast. They've cleaned up quite a few players, and they're going to be defending this point for a bit longer, I think.
Clearly, mini sentry's working. It's interesting to see just how aggressive they're getting with these crits when they know they're sort of moving right on top of an Uber charge, especially because their demo seems to have decent sticky placement with these crits. I wouldn't expect them to try to push so heavily into the team, but yeah, it's causing them to reset their Ubers quite a bit. Maybe he's finally swapped back to... Nope, still on crits, Craig, so yeah, interesting to see how they play it, knowing that they have this ad.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like a thing that they're known for, but it's definitely something they're trying for pretty hard here. They really want to make it work. Contesting that top area again, we do see Submarine up there, sort of eyeing off the Soldier and the Scout that are on him really deep, but Lisa coming through with a fat frag through the window. Very, very clean getting that one. The Uber is ready on the Ambulas side, so they'll be ready to stop this push as it comes through. Just have to see if they're able to catch him out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the time you were looking at the logs, obviously you would have seen some crits play maybe. But yeah, just again, another crit's kind of heavily denied by that Uber charge.
Yeah, I mean, Uber always beats crits, and they've lost quite a few players in the course of that. They're about to lose another because Kaio is very deep on heavy. They're cleaning up 3 players in quick succession. The Med, the Demo, and the Sniper, some of the biggest classes in the game. This is looking really good for Ambulance, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm starting to regret backing my boys on lose, but no, I actually think they got this still. I think they can... The crits play, it hasn't been working out too well for them, but hey, it got them past that first point in a decent amount of time. I think it has potential here. If they can get... they only need 1 good crit. Oh
my god. So the Demo Man had traps on the upper doorway, and as the Med came through, I think he blinded him. I was about to say he swapped over to Uber though, so that will give him a chance here. But he got blinded, so...
Well, clearly it wasn't the minigun choice that's sort of getting him in a sticky situation here. That's just unfortunate in general, I think.
Oh my god. I feel so bad for him. I've had that happen to me, and it's like the worst thing ever.
You never know if it's blind dead or if it's some, advanced TF2, if you know what I'm saying.
God, no. We just see Fever
players,
in pretty deep.
Footsteps.
Fever in very deep, able to get behind and clean up a few players. Lisa getting a frag through onto the Demo Man as well. Definitely what they want to see. I mean, the Med going down there as well with 100% Uber.
Yeah, that's Red's medic there.
Yeah, I picked up the wrong med there, man.
I mean, well, the blue medic died as well, but yeah, I mean, red medic dying there, that actually gives blue an advantage on the Uber charge, so this is pretty much their chance of getting through this point if they can keep their players alive long enough for a push.
Yeah, I need to stop dropping players on this flank side, though. And Fever picking up the spy there, definitely... Oh, no, sorry, the engineer. They're definitely not exactly what they want to see when they're trying to keep all their players up here. They do lose another apples going down as well. But they probably have time to get these spawns up before the Uber's ready, right?
Most likely, yeah. I mean, it's only at, well, it's 80% already, so it is Highlander though. They've got time. They've really, really large ads, so banner has just been popped though.
He was holding it, but he does end up using it. It's just him and the demo man there trying to block out the push through and redo. I don't know, using that that Uber very early. I think a little bit fearful. Was it Uber?
Crits.
Oh, it was crits again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I'd call unfortunate, you know, having to trade your crits with a bannered soldier isn't really the best outcome there. And now red again has that uber advantage. So unless blue's sniper and spy can sort of really get some picks going, then it's looking pretty grim for the League of Super Evil.
Kegaman does get in fairly deep and clean up the Pyro though, which is pretty decent frag, not super great. Joe is there with the banner once again though, trying to block it off. The crits comes through, it's used on the heavy, the laser beams are there, but it actually hasn't picked up very much. Just the sniper. Not really exactly what they want to see, and they've lost a few players on the back end of that Uber as well. Well, crits as well. So it's not super great. Heavy here, and their demo man as well. It's just Redux in that top area. Probably going to have to run through it.
It's taken out by the heavy. Joe's actually on a, 11 kill streak now?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a lot of work being done on the flank by Ambulas. They're really keeping things locked down, I guess, and with less than a minute 30 left on the clock, this hold is looking, I don't know, almost done.
Yeah, I mean, look, League of Super Evil can definitely still come in and cap this here and give themselves some more time to maneuver. They capped that first point in under 3 minutes, which is pretty admirable.
Second point,
you know what I mean?
I mean, I think capping the first point in 3 minutes wouldn't really be the best start off to this map, but...
You know what I mean? Well, with 60 seconds left on the clock, I'm sure they're feeling the pressure here. And Kaio getting 3 quick frags once again. Not what they're looking for, trying to push in. They are down quite a lot of their gamers here. They do have their medic alive still. He's building up his crit, so this might be like their one chance left to get in here.
Do you know that's crits?
It is, I looked this time.
Ah, right, there we go. Unfortunately, it's still even Ubers, so... It's again crits versus Uber charge.
Yeah, I mean, this hasn't gone super hot for them so far, but they are in that top area. They're ready with the crit. Is it gonna be the play of the century? They've lost 2 in the meantime, 3 in the meantime.
Including their demo man.
Yeah, not the class they want to lose there. And with 9 seconds on the clock before the timer on the map runs out, not what they want. They can keep playing after that, I believe. I can't remember the rule set entirely. But, no, they can't.
No. It's something like overtime or something, but I think the overtime was already gone.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I've run into this occasion in a very long time. So
you have to touch the cart for the overtime, I remember that. I've run into this enough, you know, I'm a veteran of the Highlander, I know how it works.
Jeez,
snazzy, you need to play more pubs.
I do. That was very convincing out of Ambulas there, hey?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but that's something you see on Swiftwater all the time, you know, you just let up momentum for just a moment and then suddenly the other team's full held you on third. It happens so much. So this is something that, while it looks really, really grim for League of Super Evil, it's not an impossible situation. You know, I've seen games turn around at this stage, we all have. It's something where, you know, we could see just a really quick push through first, second, and then, hey, you know, another full hold on third, or maybe it's even just going to be a full hold on second. Wait, yeah, because they have to full hold second or hold second or hold third after the 2 minutes has gone up, I think.
Yeah, they They really have to play with fire. I think they have to block the second cap here, but we do actually see that they've built their sentry over towards that house side, which is a bit unusual in this day and age, like you sort of mentioned earlier. They have picked up the pyro nice and early, which is pretty good for League of Super Evil here, trying to defend. The spy has spotted out the sentry and killed the medic with full Uber. So, oh, jeez Louise, and he gets the sap on the sentry. The soldier's there, the sentry's been cleaned up. They need to back straight out of this point. They did lose their medic though, as they were pushing in Ambulas there. I believe a sniper took that one out. Good God, dude.
They might actually be able to hold this. They've got a decent amount of players here and a much better health on their team than Ambulus does, so... Again, it's not really likely for them to actually try to hold this point, and yeah, it just looks like they're going to fall back to second.
Yeah, I think falling back to second is definitely the play here. They are trying to get up into that top area there, though. Saint is like the only one there to block. He's got some stickies there. They do have a pyro with him now. The spy has gotten through more or less for free, but I'm not sure they know about that, which could be dangerous when he comes back in behind the medic there. He does end up cleaning up one of the players. I believe the heavy goes down, which is pretty good frag, but he does go down for it.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, it looks like Red just used their Uber there, actually. I'm missing something. Yeah, I didn't catch that either, because they did have that Uber advantage. They're still running crit. Oh, quick fix, there we go. I saw the particles, I almost thought it was crits again.
Bit of a push coming through top here. They end up catching out the spy, but they lose their pyro for it. And the Demoman's just here raining damage upon them. The flank getting a lot of work done as well. We did see a couple players go down there. This is looking pretty good. The Uber comes straight on through. Ambula is able to get into that top area. They have good control of it, but they have lost most of the health on their team. Kaio down fairly low down in that bottom area. He does get an arrow to keep himself back alive. Jenny's in nice and deep, getting a good amount of damage onto it, and that's actually forced him to back out. This is looking pretty good for League of Super Evil here, trying to defend this. Sedna's in nice and deep. He gets the sap on the sentry right as his team pushes through. The sentry going down and losing quite a few gamers. This is not looking great for League of Super Evil anymore. Losing their med as well.
Caster's Curse, just as you mentioned, it's going well for them, you know, just to sabotage their team, that one final bit. And with now 19 seconds, if they just edge it over this point before that time runs out, and they do win the game, which looks like they might be able to do, because they've got time to on card. Yeah. Man, oh man.
That was a really interesting game. I thought League of Super Evil had that one in the bag there, man. Yeah. Looking at the heal stats, it does look fairly equal between the two teams. And Saint getting a little bit more on the side of League of Super Evil. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading straight into Cascade. Continue watching League of Super Evil and Ambulas facing off once again. It's do or die for League of Super Evil here. They have to take this. Luggnuts, tell me about what's happening.
Well, we've got the Demo Man from Blue really early on this point here, so he actually did a proper rollout. That's going to give them a lot of early control, hopefully, which should maybe allow them a big advantage on this, especially with that spy frag as well early on.
This is definitely a map where you sort of have to get that early aggression to really achieve very much. And it looks like it's gone pretty poorly for League of Super Evil here. They've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in rather quick succession. They do get one spawn in the meantime, but with their med down very, very low, they're going to have to back up pretty far here. And it does look like Ambulas are going to be able to get that early point time on the board.
Wondering how you got that number 6 there, considering they had 4 players left, but...
There was 3!
You know, might have been a respawn. So, anyway, they are actually now using their Uber really aggressively, and they do pick up the medic, so... I mean, just really solid gameplay from Ambulance here. They're taking complete control of this map.
They pushed really far forward, pushing them all the way into that house area. Joe picking up a frag there once again. 6 kill streak on him already, and he's behind the sniper. It does look like the med has actually swapped classes, but they have cleaned up most of the players that they needed to here. There's only 4 players, I checked this time, left alive on the side of Ambulance, so they've had to back straight out of this point. Joe's still behind though. And if he gets a decent jump in, he might be able to clean up the med here in the form of Rattle, I believe is the real name.
Most likely.
That's what it looks like, except it's leet speak, right?
Yes, it is Rattle. I've checked the secret docs. known as the Discord.
He's reading the sacred text. Joe in behind, getting that. Oh my god, he was running shot!
Holy! Oh my god! This is some new meta stuff here. Write this down, Snazzy.
Oh my god! He cleans up the med, anyway, is
with the shotgun.
The point there. What the fuck?
He knew. I'm a little confused as to what's going on right now, to be honest.
I am actually taking notes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This frag's going back and forth, but Ambulas is winning these fights. I think they've sat on Joe's shoulders and they're just riding it directly to the end of this one. They have pretty good control of this house area here, and they've stuffed the League of Super Evil into a corner, which is not exactly where they want to be. Uber does come out from the side of Ambulas very, very aggressively, trying to push them back into the spawn area, which they do seem to have achieved here. The Demo Man's very far forward, playing with fire a little bit, but he does actually manage to get out. Submarine in behind, trying to get that frag onto the map. Not quite able to get it. The Uber comes out from the League of Super Evil. They're able to catch quite a few gamers here. The Med cleaning up the Demo Man with the Uber sword as well.
The engineer also running the Widowmaker, picking up 2 frags in that as well. And the Med just got another one.
There's only 3, I checked, left alive on Ambulas this time. And they're able to recap this point. Man, this is going left, right, up, down. This is going everywhere, this match.
What we just saw there was the return to the surgical demoralization. You see, Joe on the shotgun was a calculated move to demolish the mental from League of Super Evil. But they struck back really quickly with those medic frags and that Widowmaker, which I think gives them the mental advantage for this fight.
Yeah, but with a Huntsman frag coming through, that's definitely bringing it back in the other direction. The Uber comes out from League of Super Evil here. It's a pretty good Uber. They get a lot of damage off. They do clean up the heavy, and they lose the soldier on the side of Ambulas as well. But with this massive Uber out here, they're on 90%. It looks like they're ready to push in. Submarine's in underneath. They're still not building at the moment. They're still on 90. Oh my god. Sedna gets a frag onto the scout. Submarine's in behind. The Uber's ready to come straight on through. The Demo Man's very forward on the point, and it looks like they're just happy to cap this more or less for free. Actually, Applied, the Uber has come through. They've cleaned up a few gamers. Saint going down, the Demo Man on the side of Lose. And I think Lose is doing exactly what their team name says.
Love to see it. No, their medics survived that fight, so they're going to be coming back in with an Uber advantage if they can keep their players alive for long enough. You know, they do only have 18 seconds left though, so they're going to have to move really, really fast here if they have any hope of getting this, which is just going to be super hard with how much space that Ambulance has taken up in front of this house.
Yeah, Ambulance has got them stuffed all the way into spawn, and they're getting frags. The Uber does come out, and they've cleaned up quite a lot of gamers. Chico running flog and taunting right there, and delaying the Uber because they all sort of stood there looking at it. And the first round goes the way of Ambulance.
This is the future of TF2, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you're watching right now.
Man, if this is how it ends, this is what I want to be here for. The mid starts up. We do see Whistle actually on the losing end of that one. Saint getting a fat fight all the way across the mid
that was a
to
roller.
Secure the frag. Oh, was it a roller?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, bro. We do see that the mid's looking like it might be going the way of League of Super Evil here. They have quite a good amount of point control, but Sedna and Fever cleaning up a frag each. Looking very good for them. There's frags going back and forth here. It's still looking a little bit like it might be in League of Super Evil's favour until exactly as I started saying that sentence, when it started looking the absolute opposite way as Ambulas takes full control of this point here. Cleaning up almost everyone. The Med's still alive, just barely.
Oh no.
Gets butter knifed.
That was the saga of Rattle there, to be honest. I mean, he pulled out, he came in, he survived while on 30 HP, decided to go over to save the demo, survived a bomb on the sliver of health, then got butter knifed by the kunai spy. That is unfortunate, I can say.
I mean, the Med on the side of Ambulance did die. Moonchild went down to the spy at some point in the course of all that fighting. So that is going to mean that it's not a crazy rad. They haven't been pushed all the way back into their spawn this time, so...
Joe does pick up the sniper there from Bats as well, and posts up the arrow to get out of it alive as well. That's really unfortunate because they're not going to have that pick potential. They already failed to get the spy to kill the medic, which is going to leave the blue team here, Ambulas, on uber advantage. So things are looking pretty bleak for League of Super Evil here.
Yeah, it is looking dangerous for them. I'm honestly just wondering if Joe's still running the shotgun, the absolute madman.
Let's find out. I'll find out and get back to you.
In any case, a bit of a fight comes out. Rattle does have the Uber now, and they've cleaned up 3 players. Both Ubers have come out. One of them is actually a crit on the heavy, another laser beam special. It doesn't actually go their way though, with the Uber coming through from Ambulas, and they've cleaned up most of the players here. There's really no one in a position to fight. So it looks like they're going to maintain that point and keep running the time down. Minute 30 left on the clock. It's getting dangerous.
Especially since Joe is actually still running that shotgun and he has been picking up some frags for him. He's also running the Market Gardener, so...
Really?
This man's dangerous right now, yeah. He's running
He
the
is a
Market
madman. I should shout it out. I was debating whether or not I should, but Apple's actually sacked into like 4 players and cleaned up the med there. So that was pretty fat from him.
Yeah, definitely. Starting to wish you'd supported him now, man. My boys at Lose still have this, and they've changed their name to Lose as well, so... I have a feeling like this was intentional.
Apple's going down there to Joe as the fight comes through. We do actually see the Frontier Justice crits nearly taking out Saint, who does come forward again with quite a lot of damage here, able to get quite a lot through. Joe going down as he sacked into the heavy there, not quite able to do the Apple special, but with Fever behind, able to clean up the med. It's not looking great anymore for Lose here, with the heavy down very low and actually dying to the Demo Man. I think it's going to be a recap from Ambulas with only 50 seconds on the clock. It's not good.
No, definitely not. Losers is going to have to fight really hard to get this back on their side. They have Uber Disad, less than 40 seconds left on the clock, not really even enough time to build, and they have to go up against a team that has basically full Uber charge. Yeah, this is an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, I've seen less Sisyphean tasks, going on. The team is actually put straight on through under with the Uber here, and they use straight in to clean up like 3 players instantly. It's looking great for Ambulas here. There are players left on the side of Lose here, but they're going down one by one. Kaleido taking out Apples from that Frontier Justice crit! And I think that's the map, man. Oh no, not the map, the round. I apologise.
Calling it early, man. You're really looking to collect your skins soon, aren't you?
Absolutely. How do you think Lose needs to approach this one?
I think their last mid didn't go as badly as it could have. I think they're really adjusting for this early game decently well. Later on, I think they really need to start protecting themselves from those picks a lot better, because they're getting players cut off a lot. Whether that's pick classes or taking out Joe, something needs to be done about that.
Yeah. Coming into this one though, it's not looking like it's going either way so far. I just said it. 3 players go down very quickly, including the med, 4th player on the side of Lose, and they've lost, 7 of their players, almost 8. Oh, he's burning out. He gets the health back, so 7 players. They lost 7 players in the course of that mid fight. Not what you want.
Decent maths. I think we finally figured out what the opposite of a prophet is, and its name is Snazzy, because, yeah, that went awfully for them. Oh, and now the medic actually getting fully dropped on their side of Ambulas from the spy. That's exactly what they need here. That's going to leave them Uber advantage and a player advantage and a heal advantage. This is their time to retake the point.
Yeah, all they have to do now is not lose players on the flank, which Fever is doing his very best to cause problems for. Joe actually cleaning up Apples underneath as well. Joe's able to come straight through and clean up the med along with his pyro.
No.
Oh no.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They had the stars aligned for them to retake that point there, and then, the flank just came in and start wiping,
Yeah.
That's just unfortunate.
Bit of an unsung hero from us so far. Fever's been doing quite a lot of work on this map. However, he's almost got Rattle at the spawn. Oh
So close.
10 health, dude.
God. Yeah, Fever definitely. I mean, if he'd gotten that, hell, he doesn't even need to get that because he's been doing it all game, to be honest.
Yeah,
Him and Joe have
definitely.
been really controlling these flanks from the side of Ambulance.
Yeah, man. I mean, they've still got time here, but Luz needs to really get their stuff into gear here to start taking advantage of the overextended players like Kaio there, which they do end up cleaning up. And now they have a 4-player ad, which is so big, even in Highlander. That's fucking large, sorry. The Uber does come through from Ambulas there. They use some of the point with Fever, but they do end up having to back pretty much straight out, and it does look like Luz are going to be able to cap the midpoint here.
That's not what you're watching on the second monitor is influencing this, but yeah, I mean, they had that Uber dis ad, which when Ambulance used their Uber there, that looked pretty grim for them, but they managed to survive with their massive player ad and retake control of the point. But now, despite them having Uber again, they lose so many players here, and you know, its situation's now just completely reversed. They're probably not going to be able to get too much in this, although hopefully they're going to be able to buy enough time in the supercharge for their players to respawn. But again, they just lose some more players, so that's just going to spell the doom for them on this point hold.
Yeah, Fever doing his thing again. He cleaned up, I think, 3-4 players right on the tail end of that. It's just... things just really don't seem to be going the way of the League of Super Evil here. Which I suppose I should be happy for. You never want Evil to win, do you?
Well, I mean, depends, you know. I mean, some fiction's pretty fun stuff. But in this case, I mean, I was definitely rooting for these guys. This has our boys on it, you know. You talked about shouting out apples, so... But yeah, I mean, it's not looking good for them for sure, because 2 players down, Uber disad. They have started evening out the players, but Aaron with a triple fist onto Whistle. I mean... that's fun to say. But yeah, that's definitely going in the way of them for that one. Taking out the Demon Man like that, it's not only going to demoralize them, it's going to give them a lot of space to work with here. And sure enough, they follow it up with a lot of frags.
Yeah, they have cleaned up quite a few gamers here. But Joe's in there nice and big. Moonchild's still behind, getting an Ubersaw as well to return them to that Uber Advantage lifestyle that they are so used to. They are able to clean up the medic! Clean up the medic with a massive air blast. 98% Uber. They use their Uber as well. They're able to push them straight back off the point. Blues are looking okay now. They're running the time down.
I think Joe's just a bit hungry for frags, even kills his own medic there with that reflected rocket. But they've lost a lot of players here again. It's now player advantage for Ambulas. Not Ambulance, sorry. And yeah, it's looking really scrappy here. No medic, no Ubers, with better spawns coming out of blue, so we'll see how this happens.
And 16 seconds on the clock. Blue really only needs to get one solid hold on this cap once they recap. Kaio going down on the point. Apple's able to clean up the heavy there, and that might be just enough to give them the room to push back in here. Retake this point before the time runs too low. Fever is behind again, though. Not being dealt with in that under area.
And he gets the meta.
Oh my god. But the point gets recapped. It's looking okay for Luz now. Their med does have a very long spawn, and they've lost a few other players here, though. It's not looking great.
Yeah, with Moonchild up right now, they will have an Uber advantage, and again, they have lost some players. They'll have player advantage, heal advantage. I mean, if I was Ambulance here, I'd be pretty happy with this. And 5 seconds left, all on the point. Snazzy.
One basic. That's it. That's it. That's the game. That is the map. Ambulas have taken both maps here. They've taken this second one pretty convincingly. A lot going on this map.
Sure.
And that's it. That's the Asian Grand Finals right here for Respawn League season 6.
Yeah, I mean, really comfortable win there from Ambulance, you know. They knew what they had to do. They picked the right maps, and they just did it, you know.
But, look, that's it. You know, Ambulas have managed to take this. That's the end of the season. As far as Respawn League Highlander is concerned, following Critscast on any of the available platforms, such as, you know, Twitch, which I've noticed quite a few of you have done. There is, of course, a Twitter. Who doesn't have a Twitter? Have a look at that one. There is also a Patreon if you want to support the Critscast experience. I heard something about some merch. Did you hear something about some merch?
Possibly.
Masks and mugs and things like that. I personally drink my coffee out of a Critscast mug whenever I get the opportunity. And thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to Critscast. This has been the Season 6 Grand Finals of Respawn League Asia Highlander.
Shout out to Critscast, for having us on. Shout out to Snazzy for co-cast and Call for production. Thanks, guys.
I've had a good time. Did you?
Yes, I did have a pretty good time,
I hope the viewers had a good time. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name has been Snazzy, with me has been Luggnuts, and we've had Core on production, the absolute angel. And have a bloody good evening, alright?
Hi, old beaver! Away!